وارحمنا بالقرآن واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة.
الفاتحة. الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. هدي إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سورة الإخلاص 3 مرات.
أبي لبابة بشير بن عبد المنذر رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من لم يتغنى بالقرآن فليس منا. It is reported by Hazrat Abu Lubaba radiallahu anhu said that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, one who does not read Holy Qur'an melodiously is not from us. Sadaqa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تجعلوا بيوتكم مقابر إن الشيطان ينفر من البيت الذي تقرأ فيه سورة البقرة. رواه مسلم. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu report that Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam cautioned us, don't allow your houses to become graves. The Satan flees away from house in which Surah Al-Bakar is read. Sadaqa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الذي ليس في جوفه شيء من القرآن كالبيت الخرب. One whose heart does not contain any things from the Holy Qur'an, it is like a deserted home. Sadaqa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Hadis daripada Tirmizi. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam bersabda, "Man kharaja fi talabil ilmi fa huwa fi sabilillah hatta yarji'." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam bersabda, barang siapa yang keluar untuk mencari ilmu, barang siapa yang keluar untuk mencari ilmu, maka ia berada di jalan Allah sehingga ia pulang. Dalam hadis yang diriwayatkan oleh Al-Tabrani, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam bersabda, "Ta'allamul ilma wa ta'allamul ilmi sakinah wal waqar wa tawadhu'u liman tata'allamuuna minhu." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam bersabda, belajarlah kalian ilmu untuk ketenteraman, untuk mendapat ketenteraman dan ketenangan, serta rendahkanlah hati kalian pada orang yang kamu belajar daripadanya. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam bersabda lagi, "Idza matal insan inqata'a anhu amalu illa min salasah, illa min sadaqatin jariyah aw ilmin yuntafa'u bi aw waladin salihin yad'u lah." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam bersabda, jika seorang manusia mati, maka terputuslah daripadanya semua amalnya kecuali daripada 3 hal, dari sedekah jariah atau ilmu yang bermanfaat atau anak yang soleh yang mendoakannya. Hadis riwayat Muslim.
bil Qur'an. وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا شكرا كثيرا لله تعالى بلا عدد بلا وقت بلا شان بلا حول اللهم صل على سيدنا وحبيبنا ومنجينا وحادينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وآله وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصحابه والتابعين إلى يوم الدين. It's with great immense pleasure we raise our hamd wa shukr, the praise and thankfulness and gratefulness to Allah Almighty for having given us the permission and authority to be here today for International Al-Furqan Institute to broadcast to Asia and the entire world the knowledge and the wisdom about the miracle of Al-Quran in order to bring about a greater transformation within us, a greater motivation and inspiration for all the time towards eternity limitlessly. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for having given us this opportunity to be gathered here in order to share some of the most wonderful, beautiful knowledge which are within the context of Kalam Allah, Kalimah Allah, so that we refresh our iman, we heighten our taqwa, and we are able to understand the Kalam Allah with ease and comprehensive, with meaning that will bring us to understand the Kalam and Kalimah Allah, which will eventually make us to understand about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, for the past few classes, we started with the miracle number 17 related to Isra, the miraculous travel between Makkah al-Mukarramah to Baitul Muqaddis, the higher ascension towards seven skies, Lahul Mahfuz, Sidratul Muntaha, Arash Allah, and towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this surah particularly reveals 111 verses, reveals 111 miracles that can be applied in our daily life. Number one begins with the Isra, that we can do at all time, at every moment, every movement, every moment of our time to do the Isra, but a little bit more further from Baitullah al-Haram, Kaabah. Our Isra must begin with journey. Our internal spiritual journey must begin towards Madinah al-Munawwara, together with the Ruhani of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with the spirituality carried over to Kaabah, Makkatul Mukarramah, Masjidul Haram, then to Masjidul Aqsa, to get the barakah of all that was within, gathered from the time of Nabi Adam alayhi salam, till the time of Prophet Isa alayhi salam, before we migrate towards Mi'raj. That's for us. But because of limited time and limited space and availability, we will continue into that lessons further so that we can really experience what Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam experienced exactly, but not to the degree and maqam and darajah of Rasulullah alaihi wasallam, but we can experience exactly internally what was externally and internally experienced by Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, today we're going to open about the miracle number 19, which is one of the most important miracles that we need to understand from all levels and contexts. But again today, I would like to emphasize you the maqsad, the real intention, the real meaning of mu'jizat. Why mu'jizat has to occur in our life. Why mu'jizat happen in the time of every prophet. Are we deprived of that facility, merits, advantages, opportunity to see the miracle? No. We can equally and at a heightened position from the beginning of the time towards the period all until today, we can experience, we can learn many miracles that has happened from the time of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam towards now. So why? Number one intention, maqsood, matlub, towards knowing and understanding about the miracle of Al-Qur'an is to give us a greater transformation. Number one, greater or the greatest transformation, greater than towards the greatest, the most great, the greatest transformation within us and in our life. Number two is to give you the highest transformation within us and in our life commonly. Number three, to give us the most sublime transformation. This transformation bring you to the new frontiers in life, to new experiences in life, in every day, every moment, every seconds of your life, if you are to apply those knowledge of miracle within you, in your amal, in your deeds, and in your worship. Number four, to get the deepest transformation within you, and outside you, and within the community, within the population of the world, that you can bring a deeper transformation. So you need the miracle to happen within you from time to time by applying the knowledge and wisdom of Al-Qur'an, so that you can bring a deeper transformation into the ummah. Number five, expansive transformation. That means it's not debilitating, not deteriorating, not stagnating. Stagnation, deterioration, reducing. No, you need to expansive. Keep expanding. The more further you go, the more expansive it becomes, the more wider it becomes. So it gives you an expansive transformation in your life. This is the maqsad of the learning of knowledge of miracles and wisdoms of Al-Quran. Now on second level, is to give you the greatest inspiration. Again, I repeat the same thing. Greatest inspiration, the highest inspiration, the most sublime inspiration, the deepest inspiration, and the expansive inspiration. You need that inspiration from time to time before you are de-inspired, before you are brought down with bad inspiration, which happens from internal and external, from our own, within our own self, ourself, that deteriorates our feeling of inspiration. So you need that inspiration to go wider and wider and wider and wider and wider till you meet Allahu Al-Basit, one who gives everything in the widest form. Number 3 phase, the most important maqsad is to give you the motivation, the greatest motivation in life, the highest motivation in life, the most sublime motivation in life, the deepest motivation, not just in your akal, but in your heart, in your spirituality, within your ruh, because you have to live until you die. So the ruh needs the input of the deepest motivation from Almighty Allah. Then you get expansive motivation. It keeps you expanding, because the more you are getting expansive, expanding limits of motivation, you can keep motivating 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion through social media. Therefore, it's very important for you to make sure what you learn from the knowledge and wisdom of Al-Quran is applied to achieve these 5 important elements for the 3 induction, for the 3 implantation, for the 3 elements to be within you, rooted within you deeply. Inshallah, that's the maqsad. This is to be understood, to be clarified, and to be ascertained, and to be confirmed, and to experience and enliven with it. Now, most of you who are motivators and coaches of different field and disciplines, you are already experiencing it, although you have not studied in depth about the miracle of Al-Quran, the wisdom, but because of your connectivity to your wasila, and you are able to feel that motivation keep flowing into you. You can feel that inspiration coming into you to inspire people, to inspire yourself, and to inspire others. And the transformation is happening within you when you are engaged in the majlis of knowledge of La ilaha illallah, Shahada, and Al-Quran. So that's there. But now we are officially getting into something very deeply, comprehensively, and seriously. May Allah bless all of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you more and more transformation, motivation, and inspiration from the most and the highest important knowledge of the miracle of Al-Quran. Not only from one ayah, not from one surah, not from one juzu, not from one surah, not from one ayah, but from every word and every letter. I will tell you one example. Keep it in mind. This is very important. You may begin to doubt. One letter of Al-Quran can miraculously transform me. One letter. I just need to study one letter. One letter alif. One letter lam. One letter mim. Yeah. A great wali Allah came into a city. He found a lot of them engaged in continuous ibadah during Ramadan. Ramadan is the time people would like to seclude themselves dedicate themselves in order to do worship continuously. Al-Qur'an, and ibadah. So when this wali came to the masjid was full of thousands of people, tens of thousands. At the same time, he went outside near to the forest. He saw one man. He was just reciting all the time, alif, 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 lam, mim, 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 alif. Morning to afternoon, afternoon to evening, evening to night. The same goes around the clock, round the clock, round the clock for past 3 days. So he keep watching and he keep wondering at this man. He goes to the masjid. He sees people are reciting Qur'an, khatam. Some khatam 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 50 times, 100 times. Then he goes back again towards the jungle. He sees this man. He's attracted to this guy. He's a great wali Allah. Thousands of followers follow him. This wali seems to be attracted towards him, this single person, than the one in the masjid. And what he does, when this man prays alone, he prays behind him. Although that man is not aware, a lot of them are behind, because he has tied up himself with cloths that he doesn't see anyone. He doesn't want to be seen by anyone. He's just aware Allah is with him. So he was doing all the alif, alif, lam, mim, alif, alif, lam, mim, alif, alif, lam, mim. In contrast to the one in the masjid, continuously engaged in the ibadah. They are continuously all the time, round the clock, ibadah, worshipping and reading Qur'an. And he was sitting there for hours and hours, came days. He was not aware. He was enjoying. While in the masjid, he just sit for 10 minutes, half an hour, he leaves the masjid. And his people, his khulafas, subordinates asked him, Ya Sheikh, why you love to be with this one single man who is uttering words which are not supposed to be? Alif, alif, lam. Okay, alif, lam, mim is from Quran. Alif, alif, lam, mim. Alif, alif, lam, mim. Why don't he follows what the people in the masjid does? Recite the Quran, either one ayah, 10 ayah, or the whole Quran. He said, Wallahi, take note, all of you. Pay greater attention to me. Every time I'm here, I see the nur of Allah and nur of the whole malaika showering upon this man and being circulated to the entire alamin. Entire alamin. I love to be here because I feel a coolness in the hot season. I feel coolness because it's full of malaika. Whereas there, what they are doing, their amal is debilitating, deteriorating, completely immersing down towards submerged, completely eliminated, completely eliminated out of their ibadah. And they asked why. He also was surprised. And he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tell me what's the secret behind this. Because this man is totally absorbed, completely concentrated, focused in what he is doing. He doesn't want to be aware from outside. He has completely put an egg shell around him. So he's not aware what happens. He doesn't want to be aware what happened. He doesn't want people to know what happens. So the Wali Allah asked through the wasila from Allah, Allah, tell me the secret. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this man, he learned the miracle of alif. He learned the knowledge of the miracle of alif. That alif belongs to me. That alif is me, Allah. That alif is ilah. That alif is ashhadu. That alif is ashhadu, alif lam mim. So I have given him greater and greater of maqam and darajah just by him saying alif, 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 lam mim, alif, alif, lam mim, alif, alif, lam mim. Allahu Akbar. Towards the end of the day, according to the records, he has recited Quran 100,000 times just by reciting the key of Al-Quran, which is Alif Lam Mim. Alif Lam Mim, 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 Lam Mim. This doesn't go into our mind. Logic, does it based to accept it to be logical? Yes. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this abd of mine is very sincere one. He's a mukhlisin. You, malaikat, assemble before me now. All your amal, write down upon it. Allahu Akbar. You have hadith, right? Yeah? Allah calls the all malaika. What have you been doing? I've been reciting Al-Quran. I've been doing ibadah. I've been doing tasbih. I've been doing tahmid. I've been doing takbir. Look at this man. He's one of my abd of mukhlisin. Ya Allah, just by reciting Alif Lam Mim. Yes, he has reached to the pinnacle of the ikhlas. He has reached to the heighten of ikhlas. You are doing ibadah. He is in the ibadah of ikhlas. Write all your amal upon this man. Write all your amal, what you did for billions of years. Write upon this man. Allahu Akbar. Look at the situation here. This man just learned a part of a lesson from the miracle of Al-Quran, Alif and Alif Lam Mim, 3 letters, 1 letter, the secret of Alif, which is all about the knowledge of Gnostics of Allah, Ilah, Allah, Allah, Al-Khaliq, Ar-Rahman, Alif, everything begins with Alif. Alif, is it correct? Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Hadi, subhanallah. He learned that secret. How Alif can be connected to the 99 names. An-Nur, yeah, As-Sabur, subhanallah. One man, with one knowledge, he practices. That's why Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Ad-Darsu Harfun. This is the sunnah of Nabi. Ad-Darsu Harfun. Ad-Darsu Harfun. Learn one letter. Learn one letter. Ad-Darsu Harfun. Not recite. Nabi didn't say recite. Nabi said learn the knowledge of one letter, the wisdom of one letter, the hakika of one letter. What's the hakika of one letter? Alif. Reduce the alif into a single dot. Reduce the dot to be emerged from the beginning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alif reduced to dot, dot goes into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, the absolute knowledgeable, the absolute wise, the most wise. You get into expansive, deepest form of ajr. So, Alif Lam Mim, Alif Lam Mim. The ad-darsu harfun. Learn one harf. At-tukraru alfun. At-tukraru alfun. And practice and engage with it, with that one harf of Alif. Engage with it thousands of times, millions of times. So this is Hadithul Nabi. What that man was practicing is Sunnatul Nabi, Sunnatul Rasul, the command of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the knowledge of this Alif and the Alif Lam Mim. Allahumma arhamna bil Qur'an. This wali is a great man. Everywhere he goes, thousands of people follow him. Even if he go to a remote countryside, thousands will follow him. He's such a great wali Allah. We go, 2-3 people follow us. He goes everywhere, thousands of people follow us. So he said, Ya Allah, Allah said to him, you know why you came here? It's because of the rahmah. I want you to see and be acquainted with this man, Muhlisin. And he's Rijal Allah. Can I have discipleship with him? I want to take bay'ah with him. Malaika came, said no, he don't accept anyone. He accept only wali Kutubul Aktab. Kutubul Aktab. And his students are Malaika. Malaika comes to him. All the poles of the whole alam comes to learn from him. Malaika comes to learn. Rijal Allah comes to learn. He doesn't accept human being of less status than Kutubul Aqtab. Said Allah, then he realizes he has more stations to go up. And Allah opened up to him by his humbleness, humility. Allah opened up to him the knowledge of miracle of Al-Qur'an. Allahu Akbar. And the miracle of Allah opened for him, number 1. The first was the miracle number 19. The miracle number 19, which we're going to talk about today, is from the verse Surah Al-Muddaththir. Surah Al-Muddaththir, a very important surah, 74, ayat number 30. Number 30. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alayha tis'ata asyara. Bismillah. Together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alayha tis'ata asyar. Alayha tis'ata asyar. Alayha tis'ata asyar. Alayha tis'ata asyar. Alayha tis'ata asyar.
Sadaqallahul Azim. This is a very important mu'jizat which applies in every aspect of the life. So mu'jizat number 19, surah number 74, verse number 30. And the verse is about 19. Allahu Akbar. We know the importance of this. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Number 1, the most greatest kalima is nothing but the compilation of 19 ayah. Number 19, fa'lam annahu
La ilaha illallah.
And this ayah, surah also mentions that there are 19 dimensions in life. Dimensions of life, in life, with your life. This is a greater philosophy, but you need to know. Although this is meant for scholars of higher category, but I would like you to know this. And there is 19 dimension on all aspects of the creation. All aspects of creation, there is 19 dimension. All creations, from a dust towards the arash. From a zarra, the smallest, towards arash, Allah Rabbul Alameen. Yeah? There is 19 dimensions of all the creation. And there is 19 philosophies. Oh, Al-Quran ayah is applicable and very flexible. Flexible, applicable on every aspect of life. Okay? Philosophies of life. Yeah? And 19 dimensions of Nafi Isbat. This is interesting. Nafi wal Isbat. If we learn this, the 19 dimension of Nafi Isbat, your 7 mind, which is conscious mind, unconscious mind, subconscious mind, higher conscious mind, superconscious mind, angelic mind, divine conscious mind, will all function at one go. Allahu Akbar. So one moment of the time, you say, La ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah. You know what does it mean? When you say La ilaha illallah with your tongue one time, your unconscious mind say La ilaha illallah. Then your subconscious mind tirelessly, how many trillion? Subconscious mind is controlling 70 trillion cells. 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 20 zeros. 70 trillion cells. 70 trillion cells. 70 trillion cells. 70 trillion cells. Yeah, 20 zeros. Yeah, 70 trillion cells. Your subconscious mind is controlling 70 trillion cells. So one time you do here, how many times in your subconscious mind? 70 trillion. La ilaha illallah. Oh 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 la ilaha illallah, 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 oh la illallah, oh la ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah. So what you say with your conscious mind, la ilaha illallah, is one. What you don't know what unconscious mind do is hundreds of thousands. What you do in subconscious mind is in trillions. What you do in higher conscious mind, let's not talk about that. Because what you do with the higher conscious mind is unlimited number of creations. You cannot count the number, only Allah knows. Because every second Every 1 second, there are trillions of oxygen created. You can count? No. There are trillions of dust created. There are trillions of sands created. There are trillions of cells created. There are trillions of nerves created. There are trillions of small creations created. Uncountable. So this zikir, you cannot count it. Now go to the superconscious mind. Uncountable. How many billion, trillion planets are being created? Galaxies are being created. How many lights fall upon them being created? Angelic conscious mind. When you say La ilaha illallah, all the angels we say together with you. La ilaha illallah. Oh, La ilaha illallah. Illallah. Ilaha 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 illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ilaha illallah. Angelic conscious mind, can you count the angels? For every particle, for every space, Allah create one angel. This angel with the wings, yeah? Now Allah create one space, there are angels. Can you count the angels? Only Allah can count it. And you can imagine, if you know the secret of 19, the secret of 19, alayha tis'ata ashara, what you say La ilaha illallah one time, mind-boggling. How many malaika will be doing La ilaha illallah together with you? Can I feel? Yes. وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Hum yash'urun. They are aware, they are not aware. Awareness, consciousness. That's why we say consciousness. Consciousness, they are aware. Higher than that, divine mind. Don't say divine mind. Divine conscious mind. You are able to be conscious. How conscious is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allahu Akbar. Unlimited. When you enter here, when you say La ilaha illallah, Allah say together with you, Allah's La ilaha illallah, no awal, no akhir. Allahu Akbar. No awal, no akhir. No awal, no akhir. So you say La ilaha illallah in the tune, frequency, in the philosophy of 19 dimension, your La ilaha illallah is with Allah. La ilaha illallah. Oh, La ilaha illallah. La 3, 4, 5. La illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Oh, La ilaha illallah. Oh, La ilaha illallah. La illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Only then, if your La ilaha illallah matches with Allah's La ilaha illallah, when you say La ilaha illallah, Allah say La ilaha illallah, match, your mizan will be, then you remember the hadith, Musa, one La ilaha illallah is heavier in the mizan than all the creation you put in this mizan. You put all the creation in this mizan. The malaika, the creation, everything. No, this is not heavy. This is very light. This mizan with one kalima, with one of your kalima together with my kalima, makes it heavy. Now, am I a part of it? Never, not ever, until we get the full spectrum of the knowledge. Until you achieve the 19th dimension of knowledge. Then where is our hope? When you are with kun ma'allah, when you are with people who is with Allah, when he say la ilaha illallah, Allah say la ilaha illallah, no, that's wrong. You say la ilaha illallah, Allah say la ilaha illallah, no. Allah say la ilaha illallah and you are tuned with it. Allah. Hey, I open radio channel, I hear la ilaha illallah. No, la ilaha illallah was there in the radio. You are just hearing it. Allahu Akbar. So you cannot be in that level very easily until you acquire the full spectrum of knowledge, the full dimension of 19. When you achieve to this standard, then you are la ilaha illallah, tuned with Allah's la ilaha illallah, it happens. That's why we are spending our time, most of the time with our Sheikh. We do not know which our la ilaha illallah exactly in tune. What I mean in tune, he say la, we say la, uniformity, rhythm, uniformity, la, la, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. This is what happened to Sayyidatina Fatima, which we related. When she said, Allahu Akbar, the whole alam, Allahu Akbar. So she keep enjoying the entire Allahu Akbar from the creation, the tasbih, especially the tasbih. Subhana Rabbiyal Azimi wa bihamdi. The entire alam is doing tasbih. Malaikat doing tasbih. Allah, kalimah, kalam Allah, tasbih. Uniformity, synchronicity, synchronization, parallelity. That's why we follow fattabi'uni. Don't go excess. Knowledge, by knowledge you can never reach to rahmatullah. Knowledge is a vehicle. You only reach to rahmatullah with Allah. Don't come to me with your ibadah. I will waive every of your ibadah. Don't come to me with amal. I will analyze every of your amal. Don't come to me with the knowledge. I will scrutinize your knowledge. Come to me through me, with me. I will accept everything from you. So when you say La ilaha illallah, let it coincide with the La ilaha illallah from Allah. Now this series has got 3 important series parts. So I will take it one today. Now I finish it. Tonight one, because Professor Dr. Aziz would like to be very interested. So I leave one more series tonight and maybe 2 series tonight. So we complete one, or one more series tonight about the 19th dimension, the 19th formula, the 19th secrets, the 19th dimension, the 19th philosophy, the 19th power, the 19th keys in life. You need this 19th dimension of Nafi Isbat so that you don't have to feel any more exhausted. You don't feel any more tired. You don't feel exhausted. You don't feel tired. You don't feel lethargic. You don't feel disturbed. You feel comfortable, sakina. You feel tatma'inna. When you do the zikr, you must be in absolute tatma'inna. You only can achieve it when you learn the 19th dimension knowledge of the Mujizat. So today, we have gone into the deepest part of the 19th dimension of zikrullah. We have not even talked about the 19th dimension of the every creation. What's 19th dimension in every particle that we need to know so that we become familiar with life and living. We become in tune with the wisdom of life. We become completely aligned with life. Life is part of us. We are part of life. The entire creation is part of us. We are part of the creation. Banana is part of us. When we eat banana, we become banana. Banana cannot become a human. We eat animal become a part of us. So everything in dunya is part of us. Trees, oxygen, everything. When you live in harmony, you will feel the harmony inside. And we are here to bring harmony to every soul. Outside, you may not bring harmony. That sooner, that quicker. But you can bring harmony within to everyone with the dimension of 19 formula. La ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, oh la ilaha illallah.
الله وسلام على من أوحي القرآن صلاة الله وسلام على من أوحي القرآن وأهل بيته الكرام وصحبه ذوي القرآن وأهل بيته الكرام وصحبه ذوي القرآن.
اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن